This is breaking news. Breaking news on WEEI is presented by BetQL. Smarter bets start with BetQL. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today.
All right, according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, the Patriots plan to sign quarterback Jacoby Brissett.
Well, how do you like that?
I mean, it was very, very
worst kept secret in the league.
Yeah, it was very predictable. It was so predictable. Like, well, could this not happen? He's got connections to the franchise. He has connections to the GM, to the offensive coordinator, like everybody. And they need a veteran quarterback. This feels to me they are staying on the board at 3, and they are going to take whoever's left to them. That's how I read this. So there's Bailey Zappi still on the roster for now, and they're going to sign Jacoby Brissett. So they're drafting probably Drake May.
I think I'm with you. This 100%. This is the dude on the tarmac with the 2 flags, just like new quarterback this way.
Not trading the number 3 pick.
Jacoby Brissett is going to be, by all accounts, everything we've heard from an amazing locker room guy, great leader, did a nice job last year. They beloved in Cleveland. There's no such thing as a human being in the NFL that has a bad word to say about him.
No, it's true.
Was he the strongest armed? Was he the most physically gifted quarterback available? No. Would we have preferred Baker Mayfield? Yes, but I'm sure this one's going to cost a lot less money. Now, if Highsmith, Wolf of Wall Street and company continue to cook the way that they have been today with some smart value picks and now take the money that they're not going to spend on a quarterback to shepherd whoever the draft pick is and give him more of a line and an elite wide receiver or 2. Again, Rich, the hope for 9 and 8 lives.
Well, I mean, not with Jacoby Brissett, but I know what you mean. But if Drake May ends up being really good, right? That's sort of the play. Real quick, just to tie the two together, Jacoby Brissett was on the 2016 Patriots team, which was featured in the most recent episodes of The Dynasty. You know what they also completely left out? Is like they were hyping up Jimmy Garoppolo. They were pushing Jimmy Garoppolo and that whole thing, and like when he got drafted and like that friction there. And then when Brady got suspended and Jimmy Garoppolo started, they hype up the Arizona game. They hype up the game ball. Belichick's all giddy about Garoppolo winning. What happened the next week? Got hurt, and then Brissett played more than Garoppolo
did. Showed
did.
in the first half of that game where he threw 3 touchdowns in a quarter and a half.
He looked sick, but then there was like it disappeared, and I was like, and then Brady's back for revenge, and you're like, who started the third and the fourth game?
Brissett was electric in that game against Houston. He at the time had the longest, I think, rush touchdown for a quarterback.
Electric is
years.
very strong. Electric is very strong.
Well,
Joe.
it was out of left field.
They schemed up again. He got shut out the next week by the Bills. No, but the whole thing with Garoppolo was that moment in time, the whole team realized he was soft as hell and they couldn't trust him. Everybody in the franchise thought he was going to be able to play week 4. Brissett was actually hurt worse than Garoppolo, at least, again, according to what you've heard. And Garoppolo's like, no, I can't go. And then so Brissett had to go out there completely hurt. They got shut out by Rex Ryan and the Bills.
His thumb was barely hanging on while Garoppolo was like, "Wait, my shoulder hurts."
Yeah, they skipped over all that. They're like, "Oh, Garoppolo's the golden boy," and there's another QB controversy. It's like, no, there wasn't. He got hurt in the first half against the Dolphins, and it was over with.
Kiko Alonso
was the last time we saw him play.
in the turf.
Yeah, and we never saw the guy play again for the Patriots. That was it. And so as for Brissett, I feel like was going to get cut prior to the 2017 season. That's the way things were headed. And meanwhile, the Colts were about to cut their former first-round pick wideout, Philip Dorsett, so the teams just traded the two. Dorsett came here. Brissett went to Indy for a bunch of years. He was in Indianapolis for 4 seasons. And then he sort of hot-potatoed around the league. He went to Miami, he went to Cleveland, and then he went to Washington last year. He has started, believe it or not, 48 games in his career. He started 15 in 2017 with Indy. He started another 15 in 2019 with Indy.
15 in 2017.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
the year that he was sent there for Philip Dorsett.
Yep.
Wow.
He went 4-11, but 13 touchdowns, 7 picks. And but even when they drafted him, all it was like he's the best guy in the world. Like he's the nicest, best person, which is also what you hear about Alex Van Pelt. Like Alex Van Pelt's apparently the nicest guy in the world. Greatest dude.
So this is Russell Crowe and freaking Ryan Gosling. We're the nice guys now.
Yeah, the nice guys. I don't know how good they are. I don't know how good the offense is going to be. When he was in Cleveland, he went 4-7 in his 11 starts in 2022 when Alex Van Pelt was the offensive coordinator. 12 touchdowns, 6 picks. You're like, all right. So 11 starts, 12 touchdowns. But
okay, get
again,
ready
he's
for
not.
them to
He
now
should
load up.
He
They're
should
gonna load up online.
have to on wideouts. You got to get wideouts because Jacoby Brissett, I'm hoping doesn't start any games next year, but I'm resigned to the fact that he might. It all depends on how quickly Drake May picks everything up. And I feel like it's Drake May. I could be wrong. Could be McCarthy. Maybe the Commanders shock us and they take Drake May, and then Jaden
last
Daniels
year they
is the
took
guy.
Emmanuel Forbes and sent us Gonzo.
True. Good point. So who knows what their big board would say. But anyway, a lot of news tonight. Mike Onwenu is back. Jacoby Brissett is reportedly going to be back with the Patriots as well. So you can weigh in on all of it. 617-779-7937. And if you want to talk about the dynasty as well, put that on the table. Let's go to Brandon in Boston. He joins us next. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
So, I hear you guys talking about free agents, but, there's a few guys that I think the Patriots should go after. So I'm going to give you, maybe 4 or 5 guys.
Wow.
But my number one guy is KJ Osborne. He's 26 years old, 48 receptions, 540 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Right.
You also got DJ Chark out there, 27 years old, 35 receptions, 525 yards, 5 touchdowns. And then you got McCole Hardman, 25 years old. He brings that veteran experience.
You think
He's a
any of those
three-time
guys,
Super Bowl
Brandon,
champ.
you think any of those guys are better than Kendrick Bourne?
Better than Kendrick Bourne? Yes.
Okay.
And then you got Marquise Brown out there, 26 years old, 51 receptions, 574 yards, 4 touchdowns, and then 4 touchdowns.
I'll be honest, Brandon. The stats are trash for all these guys. I'll be honest. The stats are not very good. I would go maybe more on upside with a guy like Hollywood Brown, but the stats aren't very good.
These are guys that are getting open, almost cracking maybe 700 yards and still scoring.
But Brandon, you realize
it's better than what they have right now.
What do you think a good yards? What do you think a good season yard total would be, Brandon? What's good?
Well, I bet you if KJ Osborne wasn't in the shadow of Jefferson, I bet you he can crack at least close to 1,000 yards.
You think? Okay, so you think 1,000? All right, because all the guys you just named have 500 yards. You really want KJ Osborne? What does KJ Osborne do for this team?
Plays the role of Demir
Well, as you
Bird.
can see, he creates separation. He can get open. All the guys that I mentioned have touchdowns.
All right, every guy in the league has
they're
touchdowns.
Close to 600 or 700 yards. You wouldn't want nobody like that on your team. I'm trying to get the logic here.
I'm trying to get Calvin Ridley or trade for T. Higgins or you want top end guys. You've been signing bums for the last 5 years, and look where that's got you.
These are all legit guys. You want to charge?
Are you high, Brandon? DJ Chark? What planet are we on right now?
5 touchdowns.
5
He's
touchdowns?
5 touchdowns. He gets open.
Are you bleeping
Marquise
me with
Brown,
5
4
touchdowns?
He's getting open. These are guys that are
Brandon,
getting open in the red zone.
All right, honest
You wanna
question.
sign
Is this
these
a
guys?
bit?
I'm trying to understand the logic.
Are you
Doesn't
doing a
make sense
bit?
to me.
You're excited about 5 touchdowns? Do you know how many games they play in a season?
I'm talking about guys that are getting open.
How do you? Okay,
That's going to put some points on the board.
that's what you're right. One thing they say about KJ Osborne is he always
These
gets
guys
he's
know
like
how
a
to get
7-Eleven.
separation
This guy
and have a feel for the end zone.
I'll tell you, Brandon. I don't know. All right, so if they get DJ Chark, the sky's the limit.
Hey, I'm just saying, those are guys out there. You keep on pumping Calvin Ridley. He's 29 years old. I really don't see what he's going to do.
You did a great job looking up the birth certificates on all these guys, Brandon, but I got to be honest with you. Those guys do nothing for me. If they sign DJ Chark and KJ Osborne, those guys combined probably had as many yards as Calvin Ridley last year. So Ridley's like 2 years older, so he's staying away from them. That's brutal. And I'm not getting excited about last year, DJ Chark, guess how many catches DJ Chark had? Who gets open, according to Brandon. And everybody knows that about him. He gets
Impromptu,
open.
guess these stats.
Yeah, guess them stats.
Mm-hmm.
Fitzy, 15 games for DJ Chark. How many catches?
I'll go with 45.
That's too high. He had 35 receptions last year.
That's it? In Detroit?
In Carolina.
Same place.
Same diff. Man, listen, hey.
Okay, that was that's a bad situation.
I could be wrong. Those guys could all be unbelievable players next year. And then you're going to look back and be, hey, Rich, remember that time you didn't like the call that Brandon had, and I'll be like, you're right. That's on me. But at least in the meantime, those are all terrible options.
I think right now, Rich, also, I believe the numbers are coming in on Brissett. I think it's a 1-year deal for $8 million. So the other day on 6 Rings, I guessed 2 for 16. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
1 for 8.
1 for 8.
Baker Mayfield signed last year with the Bucks for like $4 million.
All right, that's. You want me to bring the Onwenu joke back?
But I mean, all right, like Jacoby Brissett, it's not a surprise. Nobody wanted to go into the year with a rookie quarterback and Bailey Zappi as the QB room. Like, you needed a veteran guy, so I'm fine with the veteran guy. I don't want him to play much. Maybe he will. We'll see.
Okay, crazy idea. Super crazy idea. Pats are drafting a quarterback at 3. We all firmly believe. Everyone in my
now I
replies
think it's
right now,
locked in.
Both of us on the radio, I'm sure the text line, everyone watching on the Twitch, everyone pretty much feels now like, okay, we're starting to get a feel for it. It's taking shape late April. Patriots, pick number 3. Are the Patriots done signing veteran quarterbacks?
Yes.
Because I might say no.
Oh, you want another one of these guys?
Who else is out there, Fitzy?
Don't say Joe Flacco, Fitzy. Don't do it.
No, good Lord, no.
Garoppolo? Just get the whole 2016 QB room back here?
100%. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get 2/3 of the Wolf Pack back.
I don't want
Why
that.
Not?
I don't
create
want
a healthy competition. Do you think who gives you okay? Let's say Jacoby Brissett is Jacoby Brissett, and after a couple of games, it's like best guy in the world. My God,
super good guy.
No one you would want to split a Carvel ice cream cake with more. What a guy!
A root beer float, 2 straws, you and Jacoby.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll take the nice photo at Aria with the owner, Massimo, with the hands folded in front of the whole thing.
I love it. They're a great guys.
What, if he gets hurt, do you want to throw Drake May to the Wolves? No. Do you really want to see Bailey Zappi run it back out there again? No.
I would throw the rookie quarterback to the Wolves, especially a 3rd overall pick. It's not like you're throwing a 3rd round pick to the Wolves.
What if Jimmy takes his 2-game suspension? Bring he's create the sideshow. He brings the handsome back.
I don't want that. I don't want any of those guys. So would you? I still think they take the quarterback at 3, but do you leave the door slightly ajar for a Justin Fields trade because they still would want a veteran guy with Justin Fields? Oh, wait.
What, are you going to send me? You're telling me I'm going to take Drake May at 3, and then I'm going to spend pick 34 on Justin Fields?
No. I'm saying, and this would be the non-draft Drake May scenario.
Okay.
That still exists. So even though I think that is what's going to happen, I think that's what the Brissett thing is telling us. I think Justin Fields also would probably require a veteran backup QB. So I look at those as like maybe 99% of me thinks they're just going to draft quarterback at 3, but Justin Fields, it seemed like the place he was most likely to go to was Atlanta. They signed Kirk Cousins, so maybe, just maybe, they being the Patriots, take a swing on Fields, and now you have a Fields, Brissett, Zappi QB room.
Fields, Brissett, Zappi. Ugh, do not want.
Okay.
No.
So you'll take Drake May, but if you have that, you could have Marvin Harrison. Or you could have a bounty of picks for the number 3 pick and still have Fields.
Is there any way? Okay, so the majority of the world is all in on Caleb Williams being a little bit of a handful, but having absurd physical gifts.
Yeah.
And they think Jaden Daniels, while he needs to clean up a little bit and stop running into pressure as often and maybe put on 10, 15 pounds of muscle mass, has a chance to be an electric pro-level playmaker. Is there any chance I can get a consensus? Can I just get a majority of people? Can I not have an Orlovsky or a Kurt Benkert or some QB whisperer on the social media platforms flying into my timeline every now and again going, do not want Drake May, has bust written all over him? Like, stop.
There's a lot of that. Yeah.
Stop. I don't want to be in line for the ride and have someone be like, get ready to crap your pants, bro. Like,
it sucks.
Hey,
it sucks.
I just want to be a cheap
Hey, this
thrill.
line you're in line for, it's not good.
Yeah, get out of the line. So, because I was also curious about some of this J.J. McCarthy love from last week, and I didn't know if it was love for McCarthy or is it just people picking apart Drake May to the point where you're like, he's not the 3rd guy, so whoever the next guy is would jump him. Because sometimes when that happens, it's both, right? It's like, hey, they really like what's going on with McCarthy for whatever reason, but they also don't like Drake May. By the way, the pro day is March 28th for UNC.
All right. Are we sending anyone? Is Cadlick on the way?
Cadlick should, if he starts walking now, he should be able to get there.
By the way,
time.
your old broadcast partner, the Gresh man, 10 minutes ago, quote tweets the Jeremy Fowler, Jacoby Brissett announcement with top 5 pick in 2025 still in play.
Well, is Gresh still pissed that they traded Mac Jones? He thought he was going to be good, so maybe that's what he's still hung up on. I'm not sure. By the way, the Round 1 NFL Draft Show right here on WEEI, 6 to midnight. Me, Fitzy, Hart, Scheim, as the Patriots pick, as of right now, number 3. We assume it's going to be quarterback, but who knows? They could do just about anything. They have been busy. Still no big splash from the outside, right? They re-signed Mike Onwenu, news of the night. They're bringing in Jacoby Brissett. They're bringing in Antonio Gibson. They're keeping Hunter Henry. They're keeping Kendrick Bourne. So that's sort of been the latest with the New England Patriots. You guys can weigh in 617-779-7937. We'll take a quick Patriots NFL free agency breather as Keefe and Madness, a little Oscar recap. Real quick, the best and worst from the Oscars last night. We'll do that next here on WEEI.